So if I tell you a little bit more then, a sort of bit more of an overview of exactly what how SEO works and what it's designed to do, what's a device to do. Effectively, it's a process to increase visitor traffic to your website. So it's helping to increase people being able to find your website in search engines like Google and like Bing. So I guess it's kind of changing the way you might think about your website, because really your website is your shop window to your organisation, to your company, to your products and to your services. So it's kind of thinking beyond the fact that no one really uses a telephone directory anymore to sort of search for things. Most people just think, okay, I'll just go to the search engine and I'll just look it up. I mean, most of us just think, you know, the immortal phrase of, well, just go and Google it, is like something that most people use every day. And it's not just things like consumer goods that it's not business to consumer, it's businesses to businesses who now really search the internet for whatever they want. So it's kind of thinking along those lines of when somebody wants to find me, my organisation, what is it they're going to go to Google to find? What are they going to type in there? Because most people typically type in a random set of search terms, a random set of words, thinking hopefully they're going to come back and they're going to match in the search results listings that come back in Google. So in that instance, there are so many sort of sites out there possibly that might not compete maybe with some of your offerings, but for other people it might be more on a service to a business to sort of business basis, where they're thinking about what words would people search for me on. And so in terms of that, it's quite important that people stand out in a competitive market, because because websites, your visibility on the web is competitive in that sense. So what normally search engines do is they collect information from your website using things like they call bots or robots or crawlers and spiders. And these crawlers and spiders go to your website, gather all the information that they need, and then basically they work out from a thing called an algorithm exactly what it is and how they're going to rank your site. So they kind of have a formula, a checklist to tick against certain things that they might find on your site. So some things they might look at are things like page titles. They may look at the keywords and the phrases and links that you use. And they also look at not just the things that actually appear on the site, because in fact search engines, when they're ranking your website for their listings, actually only 20 to 25% of what they rank is physically what they can see. So a lot of other things, a lot of other factors, I guess, are taken into consideration, like your structure of your site, how well it's put together, is it accessible, does it follow sort of standards for the industry, so does it follow web standards. So these search engines give you a score against their particular checklist. So, and that determines your positioning and your ranking in these search results lists. So, so if your website has a high score, potentially you could appear on the first page of Google. Potentially. Because there's no magic formula for your site actually appearing on that first page. So what are we going to look at? So what happens if your site isn't currently appearing on the first page of Google? What can you do? What standards can you implement to your website to optimize it and make it visible? So this morning we're going to be looking at some sort of kind of essential tips and some essential hints for getting your site on that first page of Google.